Blog Talk Radio.
Out at foggy midfield, muddy midfield, although they've done a heck of a job getting the field ready, they just tossed the coin to start the proceeding.
Silver back looking left, looking in. He's going to go long down the left side. There he is. And it is called 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Jason Cruz. Coast to coast.
Welcome to the Nothing But Sports Show on Nbs Central Radio, hosted by Jay Franchise, Yvonne Maddock, and Truex the Sports Junkie, where they give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
So help us God.
What's good? What's good? What's good, baby? Welcome to Nothing But Sports Show on Nbs Central Radio. Man, first let me just say this. One of my good friends, he just lost his mom. I want to say shout out to my man Lance and his whole family. Thoughts and prayers with him, man. This show, man, I'm dedicating to my man and his family and his mom, man. Rest in peace to Lance's mom. Definitely going to, be thinking about you and your family, brother. But with that being said, Nothing But Sports Show, baby. I am Truex the Sports Junkie. We got the homie in the building from San Jose, my man Keo. What up, baby?
Yo, what's good, man? Excited to do the show tonight. Well, like always, we got a lot to talk about tonight, man. We got a lot of NFL to talk about. We got college football. We take our Final Four playoff teams, including the Heisman. We're gonna talk about the big UFC event that took place. That's taking place this weekend, and man, I'm ready.
Definitely. Do we have anybody else on the line tonight? Keo.
As of right now, we are still waiting for Big Mike, so he should be calling shortly.
It's all good because me and Keo, we got something special for y'all to open up this show. I know this is a sports show, and to me, this is a sport. I know in a sense, some people say that's not a sport. But for me and Keo, we're huge fans of this culture and this sport. And I'm talking about battle rap. We this past weekend, man, we had Summer Impact. It was crazy. We're going to recap it before Mike comes on here because we don't want Mike to miss no sports segments of the show. So we're going to talk about this battle rap real quick. Yo, talk to me, man. Talk to me about Summer Impact, bro. We had a fire card. We saw things that we never thought we would see. And even though the main event, it never happened, were you impressed with this event? And what would you rate it?
I liked the event. I actually ordered the event, and I felt like it was worth the money, man. So despite, there was a couple of things that didn't happen, as we all know. What is that? Murderland, which is Murder Mook and Calico versus Dark Life, which is T-Top and Briz Rothstein. That battle did not take place due to the club wanting everybody to leave. I guess they went overtime, and that battle didn't happen. And, I felt bad about it, but I'll get into that a little bit more. But as far as the event goes, I give it an 8.5, man. There was no there was no battles where it put me to sleep, where it bored me. There was a couple of chokes in there, but it still felt like a good event, and I like the Summer Impact, the combination of it. But I like going back to the original way, man. Summer Madness, man, the one-on-one battles, because if they continue to do those 2-on-2s repeatedly, I think people will get tired of it. But it was a good event for the first time, especially combining two events together. What about you?
Okay. So I feel you. So I thought about this long and hard. I normally never watch the whole event of any event like the Flame Night. And outside of maybe the Battle of the Night, and I didn't even get to watch the Battle of the Night, so that's what's crazy. I saw every other battle but the Battle of the Night, which a lot of people are calling the Battle of the Night, between Geechee Gotti and Geechee Gotti and Rum Nitty versus NWX, which is K-Shine and DNA. I missed that battle. And everybody's calling that the Battle of the Night. And yet I still gave this card a 9. And I've never even seen that battle. And like you said, there were chokes in there. But what made it so fire to me is how it ended. I know it sucks that Murder Mook and Calico didn't battle Dark Life, which is T-Top and Reg Rothstein, two of my favorites in the sport of battle rap. But it ended perfectly. Like, if you think of like a pay-per-view, like, it could have never ended any better. Hollow and Lux go live in the whole event, and they ended with "to be continued." It was like crazy. You got great Hoodie Lux, man. I know we're gonna break it down, but 9 for me, and that's without even seeing Murderland versus Dark Life, and that's without even seeing the battle that everybody's calling the Battle of the Night between with Geechee Gotti and Rum Nitty versus NWX. This was a crazy card. I loved it. I felt like the energy in the building was crazy. So shout out to the whole Charlotte, North Carolina. That was crazy because I felt like the crowd booed when they needed to boo. They cheered when they needed to cheer. You got a little bit of everything in here. So I'm giving it a 9, man. And really, if the battle's as cold as everybody's saying it is, I can give this a 10 out of 10. And as far as your comments, I just want to rebuttal something. I actually disagree with you, Keel. What's a big surprise, right? I think they should now change it to Summer Impact. And I'm going to tell you why. To me, this had the feel of an all-star game. And this could be the new setting in battle rap. In August, it's the all-star game. You get battles from January to July, and that's like good battles you're setting up, basically like a season. And then in August, you hit them with Summer Impact, and then I would have my biggest event in December. Like champions of the champions, I would create a new event in December, and that would be like the biggest event. Or it could be in November, but it'd be the biggest event. They need to create something new. But Summer Impact should be now considered like the all-star game of battle rap because you got all the top talent. The way they formulated the battles, I personally would have put NWX. I'm nitpicking right now. After Twerk and Shotgun Shook versus Marv Ward and Flex McCody. But outside of that, bro, like, it was fire. That was fire.
Well, let's start off with the first battle that took off, which was Jazz the Rapper and Official going against 40 Bars and E Hart.
Okay,
you want me to go first?
I can go first. I watched this entire battle. Okay. So everybody out there that's trying to get into this battle world, these 4 ladies are all like big time when it comes to battle rap and ladies. Official, Drug, Jazz the Rapper, which they're on teams now, but Drug had Summer Madness. Which one it was, Keo?
It was the one 3 years ago.
Okay, so she Drug it, but now they're teammates. They friends. 40 Bars is dope, and then E Hart, she's dope. I'll tell you, I'm not a big E Hart fan, but a lot of people like E Hart. From what I gathered, I think she cool, but I don't know. She all right to me. I like Jazz. I think Jazz is dope. I like Official. I think 40 Bars got bars, but I will tell you, 40 dropped the ball in this battle. She's the one that dropped the ball. When I tell you, Jazz and Official came out with haymakers, they were going crazy in the first. And I'm like, there's no way 40 and E-Hart can come back and combat this. Man, 40 and E-Hart came out so fire. I was like, we're about to have a classic. And I swear, literally, from this point on, I don't know if Q agrees with me, but there was a situation where 40 Bars got in Jazz's face, and she tried to stick herself between Official and Jazz. And Official kind of like, not pushed her, because it wasn't like that, like they were like really beefing, but it was like, you know, kind of like a little controversy. And from that moment, it seemed like 40 never got back on track. It's like that bothered her. And the dude in the background that was actually behind 40 was like, this is a classic. Like, y'all on the verge of making a classic because both first rounds was fire. And I'll be the first one to tell you, Keo, I had 40 and E-Hart win the first round until she started choking. I thought that they had came back despite Jazz and Official going crazy in the first, and it was going to take the first because they went second. But she started choking. So I gave the first round slight edge to Jazz and Official. Second round, Jazz and Official was spazzing. Like, I'm talking about, I didn't even know how they can get better throughout the round, and they got better in the second round. And 40 of them came out a little slow to me. Well, it came out a little hard, but after that, there was this one part, E-Hart went, and 40 just couldn't catch it. She couldn't catch it. E-Hart was like, you could see it in her face. She wasn't feeling it. She was upset. They tried to catch it again. It didn't work out. So that was basically 10-8 round body by Jazz and Official. In the third round, we're about to go into history. Jazz and Official, to me, have a beatable third round. It was blazing, but it was beatable. And I'm thinking to myself, if you come in the third, you can make it. If you can win this round, you can make it a debatable battle because people are going to say, yeah, you lost the second because you choked. But the first is really debatable because at the end you kind of choked, but not at the beginning. And what happened? In the first time that I've ever seen battle rap, this is the first time that I've seen this, outside of a movie on 8 Mile, they forfeited. They didn't even try to battle in the third, which was crazy. So I got it at 3-0. I got it as a body because you threw in the white towel. You got bodied in the second. The first wasn't edge to death, but 3-0 body. They caught a body that night, and that's how I see it.
As far as this battle went, man, I thought one of the highlight moments of the bar when Jazz and Official came at 40, saying that she smoked crack, and that's actually facts. It's actually true because you going into this battle, man, people didn't think Jazz and Official would have that type of chemistry to beat, these bar heavy type of opponents like Hart and like E Hart and 40 Bars and these two they definitely they belong on the main stage. He had that that crack line, that smoking crack line at 40. It shook her, man. And it took her out of her comfort zone in that battle, and it caused her to choke, which I honestly gave those 2 rounds to Official and Jazz. One of the lines Jazz said was, which was one of the highlights. It was when she mentioned I'm your Undertaker, but tonight you get thrown off bars. You ain't mankind, which was like a wrestling in a WWE scheme. And true, I'm pretty sure you could relate to this one from Official. She one of her bars I would want to quote is I'm from New Orleans. It's in my genes to be better than them. That's how a blank from the boot cut.
Yeah. Bars.
And then it was a packed house, man. 40 bars. They did show up in the beginning of the battle, but the crowd, they smelled like a lot of insecurity, and they started booing them. And later, it just started to divide. But people were actually rooting for E Hart though, and which I felt bad for E Hart, man, because it just it was she put her full effort into it, and then they end up losing badly. And then with 40 bars, I'm disappointed in her because this was her URL debut. This was the time to show that if she belongs in that top tier conversation, because I follow female battle rap, and 40 bars has always been in that conversation as the top female to do it. People always mention Official. People mention E Hart in there. People mention Jazz, obviously. People mention Miss Hustle. But then they mentioned 40 bars. They wasn't sure because she's never been on that URL stage. And little did we know, she ends up having a disappointing performance, which I end up giving that battle to Official and Jazz 3-0. And if it was up to me, I would actually have Miss Hustle and E Hart instead of 40 bars and E Hart. Because Miss Hustle, she's been on the main stage, and she's a fan favorite. And I think, and to be honest with you, I think Miss Hustle did beat Official, and Miss Hustle has yet to battle Jazz. So I thought that was interesting also.
The way Party came out, I was like, oh, snap. Because they were snapping in the first, bro. Like, she's like, finally the queen has came to the URL stage. I was like, oh, they're about to start snapping now. Like, they were like, wasn't even phased. I'm telling you, after that little incident where Official and 40 kind of got into it for a second, it's like it was all downhill from there. 40 was complaining it was hot. Then she kept, if you watch the battle, she keeps on fanning herself like she can't, but she couldn't get it together. Now, I will give her credit for this. She didn't duck 15 minutes of fame or any other person I wanted to interview her after the battle. She said she choked. She said the big part of her body. She said we're gonna move on from it, but she said it's a life lesson. She just said she wasn't. She said she knew the bars. She said she was nervous though, and I can respect that. You know, if you could just come out and say, you know what, I knew my bars. I just got nervous. Hey, it is what it is though. But God, them kind of bodies.
All right. Let's go to the next battle.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go because I didn't see this battle.
The second battle of the night was NWX versus EFB, and which it was DNA and K-Shine versus Geechee Gotti and Ramnitty. I honestly thought that battle was the battle of the night. I honestly thought this was probably one of the best 2-on-2 battles I've seen out all time, man. I'm going that far because this battle is so hard to judge. Like I keep on going back and forth. I've watched this battle like 5 times already, and it's just based off of preference who you were rocking with more. This battle was so back and forth. They were just throwing haymakers, room shakers. They had a little bit of everything in that battle. The first round, DNA and K-Shine, they weren't messing around, man. They set the tone. Next thing you know, K-Shine and Rum Nitty comes in, and they responded back. First round, I actually gave that one to DNA and K-Shine. The second round, I actually gave that one to Rum Nitty and Geechee Gotti. I just felt like they were more consistent. The crowd was rocking with them more, and the basketball schemes that they were using, man, it was crazy, man. And they did a lot of name flips in there. Geechee, he did call out Hitman in that battle, though. So who knows, man? We possibly might see Geechee versus Hitman coming soon. Third round is basically off of preference. Like I said, this battle was back and forth the whole time. It was really hard to judge. If it came down to it, I'm actually rolling with K-Shine and DNA NWX 2-1 in this battle. Like I said, this battle had a little bit of everything, man, and you could possibly see a rematch in this battle. And this battle was probably one of the toughest battles to judge, man. Like I'm still having a hard time deciding who won that battle, man. I'm not even confident of the rounds that I'm picking right now because the battle was so close. This was a classic, man. And I'll take it this far also. I think it was probably one of the best battles in 2000 in this year, in 2019.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, this battle, I mean, it just basically set the tone for a Summer Impact, man. I definitely love this battle, and I recommend, if I had to recommend somebody that started to watch battle rap to watch a battle, that's the battle I want you to watch right there.
Wow, that's high praise for that battle. I caught a little bit of it, but I didn't catch, I caught the back end of the third round from DNA and K-Shine, and I caught the front end of the Geechee and Rum Nitty third round, but I didn't catch the whole thing. I know they were both spazzing in the spots I saw, but, I mean, let me ask you this, Keel. Did you feel like it was disrespectful to K-Shine and DNA that they went second on the card, despite maybe being the greatest 2-on-2 battlers ever?
Yeah, I thought it didn't make no type of sense at all. If it was up to me, I would have had Twerk and Shotgun go second. Then I would have had NWX versus who is that? NWX versus
Rum Nitty and Geechee.
Yeah, go third. Because those guys, they've been doing it, man. They've been the fort of the URL. So I kind of felt like it was disrespectful though. But I wasn't surprised that the females went first. It shocked me when I saw DNA and K-Shine against Geechee and Rum Nitty. They went second. I was like, damn, really?
Yeah, and I can agree with that. I'll say this. Smack Beasley, shout out to y'all, man, because though I agree with Keo about it being disrespectful, because everybody in the battle world knows those two guys are probably like the biggest 2-on-2 that they have out there in the world. And for everybody out there, Geechee Gotti and Rum Nitty are like two of the hottest artists right now in battle rap. Like if you ask like most people, they'll say Geechee and Rum Nitty is up there right now currently as two of the best battle rappers. So to have two of the best battle rappers, and K-Shine and DNA are legends, and K-Shine's been on a winning streak. Like, he's been beating everybody. I haven't beaten Geechee and Rum Nitty, and Rum Nitty and Geechee don't lose often. So I had him beating them in a one-on-one, and I was a little shocked by that, but I'll say shout out to Smack and shout out to Beasley, because after the downer in the first round, after the first battle, I should say, they put this battle on, and, you know, it's like whenever you have that sour taste in your mouth because somebody just forfeited, you got to come back and make that crowd stay with the energy. And guess what? They put some people on the stage they knew the crowd was going to rock with in that second battle. And we'll talk about the other battles, but they knew that both sides were going to come out swinging, and it wasn't going to be no one-sided battle. Even though I gave the edge going into the battle to NWX just because of their ability to work with one another numerous times prior to this battle, I knew Rum Nitty and Geechee was going to fit together because they're like best friends, it seems like, in the battle culture. So I knew it was going to be a good battle.
All right, let's go to the third battle. And the next one we got Goods versus Charlie Clips going against Hitman Holla and John the Don.
So they went before twerking them?
Wait. I apologize for that. Okay, the next battle is New Jersey Twerk at Shotgun Suge, the Monstars against Quest and Marv 1.
Okay, so let me be honest with y'all. This is a 3-0 body. I'm not going to break it down from round to round. It was a 3-0 body. But to be fair to Marv 1 and Quest McCody, the crowd just wasn't rocking with them. I'm going to call it like it is. I'm going to just be real. The way the Monstars was just spazzing on them, I mean, just everything that they came with, the energy, the bullying, just everything. It was just one-sided from the very beginning. And Quest McCody and them, they had no shot, bro, in this one. It was literally like, in the terms of wrestling, it was literally like, again, I know Keo watches wrestling. Now, I don't really watch wrestling, but I know Keo always talks about Brock Lesnar. So it's like Brock Lesnar. Back in my day, there was always some people that come out to their theme music, and then there was some dudes that's in the ring with no theme music, and they're just going to fight against the guy that's coming out. And that's what it was like. Quest McCody was already in the ring, and then the Monstars came out to a theme song, and you knew they were going to win, and they just spazzed on them. 3-0. I'm not going to talk much about this battle. To me, this battle was awesome for Twerk and Shotgun, but it was a terrible battle. I think it was the worst battle of the night.
Yeah, man. I kind of understand why this battle was matched up, because when you talk about 2-on-2s, Marvin Quest they set the tone when it comes to 2-on-2s, and they beat a lot of people on 2-on-2s. And with this battle, they thought it would. I guess the booking thought it was They thought it would be a great match between them two, and obviously it didn't. Just the momentum, it just started off with Twerk and Shotgun Suge. They shook the room like no other, man, and it was ridiculous. And the second round, even Quest was getting frustrated, man. You could tell he was getting frustrated throughout the battle. I thought he was gonna quit one of his rounds. So with that battle, man, Shotgun Suge, Twerk, they didn't come to play. They definitely showed up in this battle, and they definitely put on a good showing in this battle. And man, you want to talk about 2-on-2s, man? This is the new tag team right now, man. And I think it's gonna be I think they'll be hard to beat, man, moving forward. So
I'm with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's gonna be really hard to beat the Monstars moving forward because Twerk has so much energy and Shotgun in this kind of format, it works. Like, I think Shotgun could actually be a better 2-on-2 battle rapper than an individual battle rapper. So their duo is tough.
Yeah, I'll quote a couple of lines on there when Shotgun Suge mentioned. He said, "Kyla Pratt, I'll put one on one if you try to flex."
Great.
I don't know if anybody is familiar with that show, but yeah, man. One of my favorite ones, I'm pretty sure you remember this one when Suge said Tristan Thompson, Lamar Odom, then Twerk says put 1K on them and mess both of their life up.
Yeah.
Then the space, and then when he says I'll hit him with the Space Jam duck, I thought that was dope also. And
that was
yeah, man. Yeah. He even mentioned he would say, I would rob both of them, but they don't even make that much.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, they had everything. They had bars. They had delivery. They had bullying going on. They had jokes. They had everything. They wasn't getting beat.
All right.
I want to see them versus NWA.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting also. All right, man. So let's move on over to the fourth battle of the night, which is Goods and Charlie Clips versus John and Hitman Holler.
Okay, so this is another reason, and really I should have gave this card a 10 out of 10. I'm going to tell you why. Because of this battle, and then I'm going to talk about the rest of the card. But in battle rap, you get the first battle I told you, we had the girls. We got somebody throwing the towel, which was crazy. Then the second battle, we had Battle of the Night, basically, from everybody I've heard talk. Battle of the Night. And we never even got to, like, another crazy battle. Then we had another body, but we got to see Suge and Twerk, whose performance was crazy. I can make the case that the best performance in 3 rounds out of everybody in the whole thing, and that's how crazy it was. Then you get to this battle. And dare I say, what happens in sports, you always get an upset. And boy, did we see an upset in this one. Goods and Clips. Okay, so for everybody out there, Clips is like arguably like the GOAT in battle rap. Charlie Clips is on Wildin' Out. You may know him on Wildin' Out. He's arguably the GOAT. Some people will tell you he is the GOAT. Mr. C, shout out to my dog, Mr. C. He thinks Charlie Clips is the GOAT. I think at one time he was saying, I don't know if he still believes that. Goods just beat Cassidy in a lot of people's mind. I actually think Cassidy won, but that's another argument for another time. But he just battled Cassidy. They going up against 2 guys, ball game, John the Don, and Hitman Holler. Now, Hitman Holler is a big name. He's on Wildin' Out as well. John is a big name, has his own league, the Bullpen. But these 2 guys have never teamed up before, ever together. And Clips and Goods are friends, and they've teamed up before. And what happens in the battle? John and Hitman. I have it 2-1. John and Hitman beat Goods and Clips. I just thought their material was better. I thought that they came not to play no games. Clips them tried to seem like they wasn't coming to play no games, but overall it just wasn't popping to me. I mean, they were cool. They had some good rounds. I want to say I think it was the second round where Clips let Goods rap, like majority of the round. That was trash to me. That wasn't fire to me. That was the second round. I get that second round clearly to John and Hitman. I get the first round to John and Hitman because they came out the gate fast, and I gave the third. I want to say it was the third round to Clips and Goods, but even then it's debatable. But I got John and Holla winning this battle 2-1 at an upset.
Yeah, just to make it quick, since we got Big Mike on the line now, I got this one 2-1. I just felt like Hitman and John, they came more prepared. I just like the chemistry better. But one thing to take out of it, though, I thought the third round, Clips, he basically went solo. I thought that was one of the best rounds I've seen from Clips in quite some time, man. And if we could get that kind of Clips in one-on-one battles, I think he could be a huge problem moving forward. But I like John and Hitman. They brought a lot of chemistry. I like the teamwork. They use a lot of wild and out jokes. He talked about how much he's trying to make goods leak, and I think Hitman said half a gallon. I thought that was dope also. So yeah, man, 2-1 Hitman and John. I was surprised though, man, because I wasn't sure how the team was gonna be when I first heard that they were teaming up. I was like, damn, that doesn't seem right, but they surprised me, man. I gave them the first 2 rounds. If anything, Goods and Clips got the last round. Another highlight is when News in the Mills jumped in and got the crowd shaking. So
yeah, that was the third round. You're right. That's the reason why I gave it to Clips and Goods. But that was the third round from them. Yeah, that was fire.
And last but not least, before we go to our sports, we got one more battle, and that's Loaded Hollows versus Tay-Rock and Chess.
Let me just say this, man. I know Mike's on. Crazy battle. I didn't see DNA and DNA and Keyshawn versus Rum Nitty and Geechee Gotti. I saw this battle. For me, battle of the night. Battle of the night. When I tell you Tay-Rock and Chess was fast, and shout out to Chess, man. This boy came through on like a week or 2-week notice in front of legends, arguably the GOATs of battle rap. These two dudes are definitely on Mount Rushmore in most people's minds. And Chess was not backing down. Fire. They came out the gate. They said, who wants to go first? After they took the coin. And, Tay-Rock and Chess won the coin flip. And then, Tay-Rock came out, yo! And it just was from there. I was like, this is going to be crazy. After I saw the first, I thought there was no way Loaded House was going to win the first. Even though I knew the crowd was going to gas him a little bit, I said there's no way. With the when they did the whole scheme about the shells dropping, I said, oh, no, they not beating Chess and Tay-Rock in the first. But I feel like Loaded Hollows came out with the jokes, when he said, so let me get this straight. Lil brother went get Lil brother. And it was just crazy how they did the whole scheme that they did throughout the rounds. They got bars, they had jokes. I edged Loaded Hollows. Despite, if you gave it to Chess and Tay-Rock, I'm okay with that. I think the first round was debatable. Second round, though, for me, the whole robot scheme, even though I think Chess choked in the second round or had a stumble on a word in the second. I think Loaded Lux kind of choked in the second as well. I still gave the round to Loaded Hollows because of that whole robot scheme. That stuff was crazy. He had Twerk in the background. He said, I even got Twerk bouncing around. And Twerk started bouncing around. And when Tay-Rock and Chess tried to address it, he said, look, there you get the emotion. That stuff was crazy, funny. It was fire. Then in the third round, this is not even debatable. Chess and Rock was spazzing, but it wasn't even enough. There was no round in this whole battle that could have beat that third round by Loaded Hollows. Gray Hoodie Lux came out. Gray Hoodie Hollow came. It was just crazy from beginning to end. Performance, bars, jokes, Loaded Hollows. I got it at 3-0. She gave it a 2-1. I'm cool with it. But Loaded Hollows came to play. But so did Chess. Shout out to Chess. Shout out to Tay-Rock. We knew what Tay-Rock was going to do. Battle of the night for me. I don't know how man was better.
Yeah, this battle, I gave it 3-0, 2-1. You could have went either way. Well, it felt like once they found out Chess was there, they was like, oh yeah, man, we ain't letting down. We're gonna kill them. And I felt like they set the tone in this battle, man. And they won. I felt like they won this battle convincingly. They were more entertaining. I just felt, the bars more. They did a little bit of everything, man. Chess and Tay-Rock, they were more one-dimensional. They were sticking to their gun bars, which were their strengths, and I don't blame them for that. But I was just rocking with Loaded Hollows more, man, in this battle. So I gave this battle actually a 3-0 in this battle.
Wow. Okay.
Let's do our closing comments for this topic. What was your reaction when you first heard that when you found out that Dark Life in Murderland wasn't going down?
That was a little, disheartening. But I think that overall I was okay with it because I feel like the whole event ended perfectly. To be continued. I told you as we started this whole topic, to be continued. Bro, Gray Hoodie Lux was spazzing. Hollow comes out in his gray hoodie with the LOM smiley face on it, and he's about to start rapping and he just say, to be continued. Boy, fire. Like, I was like, what? Man, overall, I told you, bro, I'm giving this a 10. I can't even expect anything more from the URL or the battle rappers. Yeah, they had some chokes in there, but that's it. That comes to, it happens in battle rap. You're going to have some chokes. But overall, this was a crazy, crazy card. I'm giving it a 10. Like I said, I'm changing mine from a 9 to a 10 when I think back at it. And I never even saw NWX versus Geechee Gotti or Rum Nitty. And y'all call it the battle of the night. So if it's the battle of the night, there's no way I'm not calling this a 10 out of 10. And shout out to Smack, shout out to Beasley for a crazy card. I was super entertained.
Well, I gave it an 8.5 just to comment on that battle because, because these are the hometown guys, man. Everybody came to see them, and I'm pretty sure they had the hometown favorites, and they set them as the main event. So for them not to battle, I was just disappointed by it. And I wanted to see Murder Mook on that stage, man. We haven't seen him in a while with a big room battle. So I was disappointed by that, but I still give it an 8.5. But from what I know, the battle is postponed to a later date. I'm thinking about Nome 10, a night of main events. And I think they should bring it back to North Carolina, man. I think URL owes them that, if anything.
Definitely.
Well, with that being said, that ends Summer Impact. We'll keep you updated for more later battle events, but for right now, I'm gonna bring on the homie Big Mike. What's good?
Y'all tell me what's good. Gee. Apparently, I'm missing out because on the Nothing But Sports channel, we're talking about anything but sports. So I'm just
obviously, Big Mike doesn't know that battle rap's a sport.
Are you kidding me?
That's a sport,
Are you
buddy.
kidding me right there? He said it's a sport. It's a competition. Come on now.
It's a sport, baby. The battle.
All right, it is true. It takes a lot of athleticism for your lungs to be able to rap at a very fast rate. Bust the rhymes. That's oh man, that takes a lot out of you in a day. I can understand that.
We need to get Big Mike into battle rap, man.
There you go.
Yeah. You won't catch me wasting my time with that stuff. But it was entertaining to listen to you guys for about 30 seconds talking about that.
All right.
Let's talk some football, yo.
Yeah, let's go. So we're going to kick things off with the NFL right now, and the talk of the NFL throughout this past week has been Antonio Brown. So after all that drama with Antonio Brown, what do you make of Antonio Brown now that he's back with the team?
My opinions haven't changed. He's a diva, one of the biggest divas out there. This won't be the last time he makes headlines. He'll do some sort of celebration or some kind of say something stupid at a press conference. But hopefully he puts up numbers. That's all that I care about. Make some fans watch the Raiders when they're going overseas. Get some tickets sold. Make some numbers. Make some fantasy numbers with Derek Carr. And let's just get to Vegas. This is not the year.
Go ahead, Drew.
All right, my bad. I was gonna let you go next. My bad. I was waiting on you. But Antonio Brown, like Mike said, he's a diva. He's a diva, bro. We know that. I told you about the interview that I saw with him, and I was just like, "Come on, man." That would have turned me off from me going after him after I saw that interview. I think he was already with the Raiders by then, though. But he basically said he has $30 million in the bank. He's good. His house is paid for. He never has to play another down again. Right after that, I've been like, dang, did we really trade for this guy? But ultimately, I will say this, though. On a positive note, the issue is behind them now. The whole helmet thing is behind them. If you're going to play Antonio Brown, play. If you're not, you need to let them know. I know me and Keo disagree on this. If Antonio Brown was not to play this year, or he really was to retire, which I don't think that's the case. I think he's going to play. I think he's obviously going to play. But if he wasn't going to play, I think Mike Mayock's job was going to be in jeopardy if he doesn't play. Because Keo was talking about it's a third and a fifth. I get what Keo's saying. No, you can't give draft picks away for nothing. And if I'm the owner of the team, I'm like, there's no way. Like, you traded our draft picks away, and we got nothing, basically. You didn't trade it. You gave it away for a guy that did this. So, ultimately, I think it's not going to matter because I think Antonio Brown will play. And I think that, like Mike said, he'll sell some tickets because people are going to want to go see him. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to the Bay Area in November, and we're going to see the Packers versus the 49ers, me and Q and a couple of our homeboys. But I didn't ask Q about the 49ers initially. Q knows. The first thing I asked him about was Oakland. I said, I want to go to an Oakland game. But because I want to see Oakland, I want to see AB in an Oakland uniform. But we're going to the Niners, but I'm pretty sure there's people that want to see him in an Oakland uniform and definitely want to see him ball out. So, Oakland, it's a win-win.
What week is that Green Bay game?
The 24th, I think, is November 24th. I think it's week. I don't want to lie to you. I don't know.
Right. I can't believe you're not watching the Raiders, though.
It's because of
Bro,
Antonio
it's their
Brown
last
now.
season. Are they away against the Jets?
I don't know. I told you we could win, but we already bought the 49er tickets now.
That's whack. That's way whack. Who the hell does that? But that's all right. I mean, let's go.
We're going to see Jimmy G and the bad man Aaron Rodgers.
Overrated.
Oh. Go ahead,
both of them. Go ahead, Gio.
Yeah, with this Antonio Brown thing, I thought that it was basically, it was a waste of time. I don't know. Maybe it could have been for publicity because they were on Hard Knocks last year in Oakland. moving to Las Vegas next season, and it just caught a lot of people off guard. I mean, I can't believe he was actually willing to threaten to retire off of this, man, and it scared a lot of people, man. It scared not just Raider fans, but fantasy owners also. Fantasy owners had them dropping really low. We had a discussion about this past weekend on the Stardom Situm show. We had them going down as far as the 4th or 5th round. But now that he's back, I think the huge question is, the chemistry with Derek Carr, man. Derek Carr, he possibly might be on his way out, going to Las Vegas. They paid him that big money. Ever since they paid him that big money, he hasn't been that Derek Carr that they paid that big money for. So it's so the Raiders got a lot to prove. Antonio Brown, I'm glad this thing is over and done with. Now it's time to get back on the football field and show what he's all about. And I'm pretty sure he has a lot of haters right now, people doubting him. But I hope Antonio Brown proves a lot of people wrong and shows everybody that he's still one of the best wide receivers in this league. All right. Let's move on to our next topic. And this has been a talk around the NFL also. We're going to the Dallas Cowboys, and Zeke hasn't got his contract yet. He's somewhere out in Cabo. Hopefully he's still in shape. Dak Prescott just turned down the $30 million. He wants $40. So who should be the Dallas Cowboys' first priority to get signed first, Dak or Zeke?
Wow. That's actually interesting. I actually haven't thought about that. I'd say Dak. He seems more sane than Zeke at least, and he's more important to the offense because he is quarterback. Zeke is obviously the bigger talent, but I'm not paying him $15 million. My focus is getting my quarterback on the field. If the Cowboys had both of them holding out, I want to pay Dak first, and I'll succumb to Dak's demands first before Ezekiel Elliott because he's the quarterback and he's more important than the running back. You can go out on the field on week 1 with Alfred Morris at running back. You can't go out on the field with whoever they have behind Dak Prescott. I don't even know. I don't even know who they have behind him. They're looking at Super Bowl right now. They're looking at Super Bowl, and they're going to go out on the field with, it looks like right now it's Cooper Rush. That name sounds familiar. Oh, yeah, from Central Michigan. Go out on the field with Cooper Rush instead of Dak Prescott. There's no way that's happening. Dak Prescott's more important, and he's a priority. Amari Cooper's already said that I'm betting on myself this year, and after this year, you can then we can do contract talks. That's professional. Ezekiel Elliott has had off-the-field antics, has been an unbelievable talent on the field, but I think he's betting on himself a little bit too much, and he's putting his team in a predicament. Jerry Jones has been known to give up contracts, though, so we'll see how much of a hardball he can be. But because we've seen him succumb to team demands, player demands, we'll see what happens here. I think Zeke gets his contract eventually. I think everyone gets happy eventually. Dak Prescott's contract demands seem to be more ridiculous than Ezekiel Elliott. At least, $40 million, $5 million jump from the highest paid quarterback right now, which is Russell Wilson. Dak Prescott wants to be $5 million. Wants to get $5 million more than Russell Wilson. That's asking a lot from a two-time over a two-time Super Bowl or one-time Super Bowl champion, two-time Super Bowl appearances for Russell Wilson. That's all I got to say to that matter, though. But I'm putting Dak Prescott over Zeke in the priority list.
Okay. This is an interesting question, but I'm paying Zeke first. I'm paying Zeke. I get everything Mike's saying, and anybody that knows me knows I always say, you pay the left tackle, you pay your defensive end, and you pay your quarterback. Everybody else, we can see about paying you, but those three positions, and even a corner at the end. If you have a shutdown corner, a real shutdown corner, I get it. They don't come around often. Not a real shutdown corner. Not somebody that plays great in the system and they're really not that good. Like, if you get a Deion Sanders, then yeah, you can pay him because he can shut down half of the field. I'm with that. But outside of that, nah. That the three most important positions: that left tackle, or right tackle, depending if it's what hand your quarterback throws with. That defensive end, that edge rusher, and the quarterback. But in this case, Big Mike said a mouthful. You're a Super Bowl contender. Dak is going to play this year. Dak is not sitting out. Cooper's not sitting out. You know who is sitting out? Ezekiel Elliott. He is sitting out. If he sits out, I don't care. I like Alfred Morris. I'm the first one to tell you I like Alfred Morris. They're not winning the Super Bowl with Alfred Morris as your starting running back. Zeke is a huge upgrade from Alfred Morris. I get that people don't want to pay Zeke $15 million a year. And I get it. He's a running back. I don't know if one of y'all can pull it up. I don't know exactly how old Zeke is, but I know he's still in his at least mid-20s. You're going to probably pay him for what? Pretty more 4 or 5 years. I would try to put him on a 4-year contract, maybe even a 3-year. Give him some good money where he's happy. Make him even the highest paid per year if I have to do that for 3 to 4 years. But it's a one-time ordeal with Zeke. If you pay him, you know you got a talented runner. I get it. He is a little head case sometimes, a wild boy sometimes, and I get all that. But all that makes Zeke who he is too. That style of the way he runs on the field, you can see it. With Dak, man, Dak wants $40 million. Are you kidding me? $40 million? And he's still playing this year? I would wait. Yeah, you could end up paying him maybe more at the end of the season. But you know what? If you don't win the Super Bowl, you don't get to the playoffs, whatever happens, he gets hurt. And I never wish injury on anybody. If he gets hurt, you don't have to pay him that $40 million. You don't owe him that no more. You just say, dude, we didn't get to the playoffs. Dude, you got hurt. Dude, this, dude, that. Dude, we might have to pay you more because you won the Super Bowl. Cool, I'm with that. We just won the Super Bowl. I'm going to pay you now. But he's playing. If Zeke doesn't play, the Cowboys' Super Bowl chances are out the window to me. So I'm paying Zeke right now. Zeke's in Cabo right now. Dude, you got to come on back, man. We need you. We try to make this run for the Super Bowl. It's either now or never. We got to get over this hump. We got to at least get to the NFC Championship game. I mean, I really want to get to the Super Bowl and win it, but if we can't, we got to do something better. I'm paying Zeke for that reason alone. Gio?
Yeah, with me, with this, as far as this topic is concerned, I'm rolling with Dak Prescott in this one because you look at, like I said, you look at the lifespan at the running back position, and they don't last that long, man. You look at great running backs who I thought would have been, great and taken it to a whole new level. They don't last very long, and with a quarterback, the lifespan of a quarterback, it lasts longer. Look at Tom Brady, man. He's still getting contract deals. He just got one a couple of weeks ago. And with Dak Prescott, I feel like based off of the 3 years he's been with the Cowboys, it's not much. but I felt like he has accomplished a lot, and he's developed and grown and matured a lot as a quarterback. And I feel like, it's hard to find a franchise quarterback. You look at quarterbacks that the Cowboys have been through after Troy Aikman. They had a hard time, man. They had a hard time finding a quarterback as far as a franchise quarterback. And I feel like they shouldn't let this go. And right now, I think the Cowboys are cautious especially with these contract situations with those three guys, because after they seen what happened to Dez Bryant, and when they offered them a huge contract, Dez Bryant wasn't the guy that they thought he would be. And there was one time where I thought Dez Bryant was one of the best receivers in the league, and now he's not even playing for a football team. And I feel like Dak Prescott is more of a safe pick. He doesn't have no off-the-field problems or legal issues. I mean, he's there, man, and he's there to play. And I feel like with what the Cowboys' plans and direction that they have in store, with Kellen Moore being the new offensive coordinator, they're expected to throw more, man. They're bringing back Jason Witten. They ended Randall Cobb. They got high hopes for Michael Gallup. And then you still have Amari Cooper there. So they're expected to throw the ball more and open up that passing offense. And Dak could run the ball also. So it's hard to have a lethal dual-threat quarterback like that. And I know Zeke, he's a great running back, man. He's probably one of the best running backs in the entire league. But if you're asking me to pick right now who I'm signing first, I'm signing Dak Prescott first. It surprised me he turned out $30 million, but I won't be surprised if they do offer him that $40 million though, because with that $30 million, we don't know what the contract details is. When you talk about $30 million, it's $30 million each year, so it blows people's minds. So we don't know what the contract details are, but I'm expecting these deals to get done. Not just with Dak and Zeke, with Amari Cooper also. I think they could get it done, and it's only a matter of time. But as of right now, I'm rolling with Dak to get signed first. You got to take care of your quarterback first.
Okay, well, let me just say this, and I get what y'all saying here. Like, by no means, let me say this. I'm not saying that y'all not right. This is all, like I said, the only reason why I disagree with y'all.
Yes, I agree with you.
Because Dak is there. Dak is there right now. He's there. He's ready to go. He's ready to play.
Yeah, I guess I kind of misunderstood the question. Zeke, I mean, yeah, he's the one that's sitting out. So yes, I would give him out a contract first. But if both of them started sitting out, then yes, I'm paying Dak first. But since Zeke is the one sitting out, you can work out the money. You can work out the money later on and figure out how to manage the cap with that new Zeke contract, or end up trading him, especially if they don't make a Super Bowl. But if they go out and win a Super Bowl with him getting a fat contract in the beginning of the season, and then Dak will get his contract at the end of the season, he'll actually have something to bring up to the table to say, I deserve this contract. But if they don't, then time to start looking at 2020 quarterbacks in the draft.
Exactly. And let me just point this out before we go to the next topic, because I know we have to go to the next topic. I mean, I know you brought up Tom Brady. Yeah, the Patriots do take care of Tom Brady. I'm with you on that. But the Bengals took care of your boy Andy Dalton, and he ain't do nothing. Because I have a picture in my room. Kill knows this in my little sports room. I have a picture of all the helmets. The Dolphins took care of Ryan Tannehill, and he ain't do nothing. I mean, teams have changed quarterbacks before. I'm not saying that can't be the guy. I'm just saying he won't be the guy if he don't have Zeke. I think they need to take care of Zeke. Zeke's not there right now. Take care of Zeke. I know Zeke still got 2 years on his contract, and that's crazy, but Zeke deserves to be paid more. He does. And pay the man right now. He's still in his mid-20s. You can get him on a good deal right now, I believe, and he could be the leading rusher for the next 3-4 years, possibly. I'm not saying he will, but he could. And you could possibly win Super Bowls right now. And like Mike said, on the back end, if you win the Super Bowl this year, that's going to get us $40 million.
Like I said, I just feel like the off the field issues with Zeke is making Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones pump the brakes on it, and that's a huge issue because, like I said, they seen it firsthand with Dez Bryant, and they don't want to be put in that situation and be strapped with that contract of a troubled player. And I know for a fact that Zeke, he won't be troubled once he gets that contract delivered. But the quarterback is the leader of the team, man. He sets the tone. He sets the bar. He dictates the pace throughout the whole entire game. This is the guy that leads you to these drives. He's the commander in chief. So you got to take care of Dak first.
Okay, well, we'll agree to disagree. I mean, it's all love. That's what sports is about. Debating and seeing other people's perspectives. So I respect it. Just that we can just disagree on this one.
All right. So we still got to break down our divisions. I'm not sure if True has a special guest coming on today, but we do have a special topic towards the end before we get to it. But we're going to go to our next topic, and that is we're going to be talking about the quarterback competition right now. Is there any quarterback competition that people should keep their eyes locked into right now?
The most obvious one is Josh Rosen and Ryan Fitzpatrick. That's the only one that I've been paying attention to. I'm a little confused on why the Dolphins aren't going with Josh Rosen and just giving him the job and letting him know that just giving him that confidence. But I was thinking about it, and the coach makes the decisions on rosters, on the roster, but the GM, the management, they make the coaches make the decision who plays, and the the front office makes the decision on who's on the roster. So the management, they brought on another player. They brought a quarterback, and this is a new coach, and he's a coach that is supposed to win games. No coach is brought on and said, yeah, okay, you're going to lose a lot of games this year. No, that's not how it goes. Every coach, they're all alphas. It's all about winning games, always about winning games. No one's going to say, even behind the scenes, they're not going to go, I can't see someone saying, yeah, let's lose 14 games this year and secure that number one pick. That's not how it goes. They brought on two quarterbacks, Ryan Fitzpatrick and Josh Rosen, hoping to see if they could salvage something out of Josh Rosen. They gave up a little bit of it. I think it was a third round pick, and then they signed Ryan Fitzpatrick. It's the coach's decision to see who starts, to decide who starts. And if this is the way he wants to do it, that's fine. He doesn't have to hand the job to Josh Rosen. And that's what I've been looking at a little bit to see if Josh Rosen is the guy that will step up. He had good interviews during the draft. I've always loved watching his arm from the very first pass he threw at UCLA. I always thought he had a beautiful ball. The very first throw that he threw at UCLA was like a 40-50 yard bomb. The receiver just dropped it. I've always thought he's had a tough break. Not a good team around him. Injuries a little bit. But I've also heard other things about his attitude, and maybe he's just not He's just not a true leader. Maybe he doesn't have that right charisma. The talent's there, but he doesn't seem to be able to secure a starting job for himself. Looks like Ryan Fitzpatrick might take this job, but that's the one that I'm looking at with the Dolphins to see what their future will look like.
Okay, I'm getting that one. I do get that one, but that's not the one when you initially started your whole statement. I was like, man, he's going to say the one I was going to say because he was like, this is the one that everybody should be paying attention to. To me, it's clear as day, and even though I get why you went with that one, because that one is one that makes sense. It's Daniel Jones and Eli Manning. This year, the Giants took Daniel Jones with the number 6 overall pick. The number 6 overall pick after Dwayne Haskins. That many people had rated in front of Daniel Jones, and I will say Haskins hasn't looked great in the preseason, and Daniel Jones did look good. I gave him his props in the first show. But the way Eli Manning's been looking these last couple of years, the way that offensive line is, I just think it's time to go in a new direction. You got Saquon Barkley, a young stud in the backfield. Find him the quarterback that he can be paired with for the next 10 years. I think Daniel Jones, if you believe he's that guy, you see him at number 6, he's 22 years old, roll with him. But it seems like right now they're on Eli Manning, but I think the quarterback controversy needs to be really talked about is the Daniel Jones one. I'm not saying I'm a Daniel Jones guy. I wasn't a Mitchell Trubisky guy. And now I like Mr. Trubisky. Daniel Jones can't prove me wrong. Right now, that's the quarterback controversy I'm looking at because I don't see why you're running with Eli Manning. You're not going to win a Super Bowl. You're probably not going to the playoffs. Let's see what Daniel Jones has.
Have anybody seen Lee Corso? Because I'm about to give you a double not so fast, my friend. No. Okay, so I like where both of you guys are coming from, but I'm rolling with the Washington Redskins, man. A lot of people feel like Dwayne Haskins, the first round pick, is pretty much automatic to win the job, but from what I've seen so far, Colt McCoy and Case Keenum, they're still the leaders on that team right now, and I'm not too sure with Haskins being the starting quarterback. Jay Gruden has yet to name the starting quarterback yet. I don't think he's going to name it until the third preseason game, and from what we've seen in the last preseason game with Haskins, he was 8 for 14. Yeah, 117 yards. But guess what? He threw 2 interceptions. One of those was returned for a touchdown, and that's not a good debut. Even though I felt like his performance was due to the offensive line. They dealt with a lot of penalties in that game, and he got pressured a lot. He got knocked around a lot in that game. And that, even though McCoy didn't play in the preseason opener because he broke his leg last year, Case Keenum, he received the first team snaps on that game, and he went 4 for 9, 60 yards and a touchdown. I just feel like these guys are more of the leaders of the team. They got more knowledge as far as the game goes. And if I had to pick right now, I wouldn't roll with Dwayne Haskins just based off of what I was able to see in this past week in the preseason game. And I don't think Jay Gruden is going to name I don't think he's going to name the starter until week 3. But we'll find out in the game against Cincinnati. Whoever Jay Gruden decides to start in that game, that's who I think is going to be the starting quarterback to open the season. So I think that competition is far from done. Dwayne Haskins, I'm not sure if he's that guy that Washington is looking for, but hopefully we'll find out soon, man. But it was an impressive showing for Dwayne Haskins, and he ain't an automatic lock as of right now.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So before we go to our division predictions for the NFC East, we got one more topic to discuss, and we're talking about Lamar Jackson, man. So, Lamar Jackson, man, a lot of people, so we're going to fantasy right now. So he's projected really high as far as a fantasy quarterback, how he's going to finish off. And I think he's in the top 12, top 13. And do you think Lamar Jackson will be a top 10 fantasy quarterback by the time the season's done?
I think the better question is what are the chances of this happening? What are the odds of it happening? Because, no, I don't see him being a top 10 fantasy quarterback. I think that there's probably a 10-15% chance that could happen. He'd have to rush for 1,000 yards. Maybe 800 plus could do it. And for a couple scores as well. But I don't see him. I see him struggling on the passing end a little bit more. That will prevent that from happening. He's not Michael Vick reincarnated. I don't think so. He doesn't have the arm that Michael Vick had. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with these Ravens because I don't think. I mean, the last time I saw Lamar Jackson, he was regular season and he didn't throw the ball. Sorry, the last time it wasn't regular season. It was playoffs, and he definitely couldn't throw the ball. The Chargers handled him easily. Just making him throw the ball, and he was awful. So I don't really have a take on Lamar Jackson other than that he could go off for 800, 1,000 yards rushing, which would be amazing. And if he passes 2,000-3,000 yards with it, then absolutely top 10. He'd be a top 10 quarterback. But I don't think the chances of that happening are high.
Yeah, I mean he's not gonna be top 10. The guy I was supposed to be here tonight was Spain, but I didn't call him. I'm not gonna lie. I dropped the ball because I'm worried about my fantasy draft that's about to happen. Shout out to the football teams. My boy Keep it. Duke, everybody else in the football team, my dog Mr. C. We about to get popping, but I'm playing the draft this time. But my boy Keith is gonna be top 12. My boy Payne made a deal. That's why he's on the topic tonight. We're basically betting on dinner right now. A man says he's gonna pay for my food, I'm gonna pay for his food, we're gonna make it happen. But he's gonna always put me a dinner because this is not finishing top 12. I don't think he's finishing top 15, me personally, but he's definitely not top 12 or top 10. So no, he's not. They have two good quarterbacks. Look at this. I mean, even for an injury, you think about guys like, first of all, Patrick Mahomes, Andrew Luck, and I know Luck is kind of banged up right now with their saying, but come on, man. Patrick Mahomes, Andrew Luck, Matt Ryan, Deshaun Watson, Carson Wentz, Baker Mayfield. I think all these guys are clearly finished. Russell Wilson is always one of the best quarterbacks. I didn't even mention Jerry Goff, who's playing on a high-octane offense. Drew Brees, who can easily throw for 4,000 yards and a bunch of touchdowns. I don't see how. What's up?
Who is Mitch Trubisky replacing in that top 10?
Oh, he's going to say somebody. I agree with that. Somebody's going to have the top 10 because Trubisky, he has too many weapons. That defense is going to get him on the field in sharp field position. They're going to get a lot of touchdowns. I mean, if it's not Trubisky, David Montgomery, Tariq Cohen, they get a ball. The whole Bears team is get a ball. So, yeah, I don't know, bro. I just know that Trubisky's gonna be right up there with everybody else. So I don't see how, but I could be wrong. But I don't see it, man. I think he's one gonna be outside the top 12. Yo.
I don't. Lamar Jackson is nowhere close going to be a top 10 fantasy quarterback this season. Not a chance. I don't think he's going to be top 15. I think he will be top 20, if anything, because he got exposed in the postseason, man. Even though I felt like it was Baltimore's best chance to actually move forward in the postseason, but this dude got exposed by the Chargers, man. They dared him to throw the ball. Did you see how many defensive backs were lined up throughout the whole entire game in that playoff game? He didn't stand a chance, and he wasn't successful. And you look at the receivers that he has over there, man. You got Hollywood Brown. We don't know what to expect from him. Marquise Brown, he's getting a different type of quarterback, man. You look at the quarterback he had down in Oklahoma, a quarterback who liked to throw the ball, who had accuracy, who knew where to put the ball in the right place. And Lamar Jackson ain't that type of quarterback. It's a different quarterback. And I just feel like they're going to have a lot of trouble throwing the ball. And then who else you got? Mark Andrews, Willie Snead. I mean, that's not a wide receiving core that scares you, man. That makes you want to say, oh, man, we got to double team that guy. They're going to play man-on-man coverage throughout the entire game, and they'll dare Lamar Jackson to throw the ball. But it will be interesting, though, because they do have Mark Ingram, and I think they could, design and disguise some plays where, where they could hand the ball off to Mark Ingram at least 20 to 25 times. And I think Mark Ingram is a huge piece of Lamar Jackson's success. But as of right now, if you're asking me top 10, hell no. All right. So let's move on to our prediction segment. Last week we did the NFC South. Yeah, we did the NFC South last week. This week we move on to the NFC East. So, how do you guys have it for the NFC East this year?
All right, you're ready for this. The Redskins will be last in the division. Boy, this team is bad, and they lost so much talent.
Boy, this team is bad.
It is. I don't know why people aren't talking about it more, man. People are. They say that. I mean, I say people, whatever. I sound like Trump here. But I've heard that the Giants are, they're 4-12 team, 3-13 team. But I look at these Redskins and they are worse, especially now that Trent Williams is going to be out of there. That leaves their offensive line in worse shape than it already is. They lost a lot of defensive talent. Pernell McPhee, Preston Smith, Zach Brown, 3 starting linebackers, all gone. I mean, that's the middle of your defense right there, and they have to completely change it. I like the addition of Landon Collins, great safety. I mean, you can't not love that. But that's it. That's the only good addition over this last year, over this last offseason. I think Montez Sweat and Dwayne Haskins were good top picks. We'll see what Haskins can be. I don't think he's going to be crazy. I see Teddy Bridgewater in him. He's a pocket quarterback without an amazing arm, an outstanding arm. Probably he's pretty accurate. But I don't think he's anything special. Montez Sweat can replace Preston Smith on the outside edge, but not this year. Last year they finished 7-9. I see them losing a couple more games. I see them going about 4-12 this season. Didn't even mention the quarterback situation with Case Keenum and I think Colt McCoy, something like that. It's pretty bad. Case Keenum, Dwayne Haskins, and Colt McCoy. That'll be a whole mess. All three of those guys will play this year. The New York Giants. This is interesting with the Daniel Jones and Eli Manning situation, especially because Daniel Jones has been played really well in the preseason. Looked really sharp in that series. We'll see how this goes. I'm actually interested. I wasn't. I mean, he looked good. I mean, did anybody else see that?
Yes.
he was making some throws, right?
Yes.
I mean, I'm not the only one that saw, in his 5 or 6 passes, especially that touchdown. He looked poised and he threw the ball really well. Maybe the Giants know what they're doing. They seem all over the place. Regardless, though, that doesn't mention the wide receiver situation. This offense will be worse. I think they were top 15 last year. I see them being closer towards the 20th, 17, 18 range. Saquon Barkley will still get his because I think I think he might be the best running. He might be the best running back we've seen since Barry Sanders. Just his body. I mean, those legs, man. Those legs are ridiculous. We haven't seen those legs. I mean, nobody's seen those legs since Barry Sanders. They look like tree trunks. They're so. His torque, his ability to just change direction, it's something else. It's not something we've seen. Adrian Peterson, Barry Sanders. That's what we're seeing right here with Saquon Barkley. In a fantasy aspect, he'll score less touchdowns, but Saquon Barkley will still be an all-pro running back. And also their offensive line got better. They traded for Kevin Zeitler from Oregon. Oregon. What am I talking about? Cleveland. They traded him from Cleveland when they sent out Olivier Vernon. A really good. He came from Cincinnati, went to Cleveland. Now he's in New York, and he's a good offensive lineman, inside position guard, and that'll help out the offensive line. I think all of this boils down to Daniel Jones and Eli Manning. I think you'll get the same production. This will be an average team, 5-11, 6-10, maybe a little bit below average. At the top 2 spots, this is what we all want to know about. Dallas Cowboys I have coming into the second position. Wild card team candidate. They have a defense that's been coming together over the last 3-4 years. A lot of influx of talent, young talent as well. Byron Jones has been stepping up the defensive line has started to become an impressive unit led by the DeMarcus Lawrence. Yeah, DeMarcus Lawrence. Excuse me. I wanted to say DeMarcus Ware, and I'm all like, that's not right. What is it? But they also added Robert Quinn over this offseason as well. Nice little pair with DeMarcus Lawrence and Robert Quinn. Linebacker from last year, I think he was a rookie. Their linebacker core is really good with Sean Lee as long as he stays healthy. Jalen Smith, who got healthy, and now this, I think the rookie or maybe second-year player, Leighton Vander Esch. He was a really good linebacker. Their defense is nice. Front seven is good, and then cornerback Byron Jones back there. Really nice corner duo. Obviously, the offensive line, Ezekiel Elliott, if he's there, Amari Cooper and Dak Prescott, that's an excellent offense. It's all about Zeke. If Zeke shows up, either without a contract or with a contract, we'll see what happens. I still think that they're a worse team than even fully healthy, focused, and everything. I have them being a worse team than the Eagles and a worse coach team as well. I think that Doug Peterson is a better coach. He hasn't been getting a lot of credit over the last few years. I think he's a better coach than Jason Garrett, and I'm taking the Eagles and Carson Wentz being a better quarterback, Doug Peterson having the better coach,
the defensive line is better as well. Even though the Cowboys do have Robert Quinn and DeMarcus Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence being one of the high sackers consistently over the last few years. No doubt about that. But the Eagles just have a more complete offensive line, especially in the interior. Fletcher Cox is all-pro defensive tackle. I think he's on another level than DeMarcus Lawrence. And then on the they've been drafting so well in the as well. I mean, getting Derek Barnett, who's just come along. Brandon Graham, Malik Jackson was a good trade as well. That Malik Jackson and Fletcher Cox combo is going to be nasty inside. They lost some linebacker talent, but they gained it back with Zach Brown, and from Washington. Obviously, they know what he does, and he's one of the underrated middle linebackers in the league. They drafted Andre Dillard, which I think was a perfect first-round pick because that prepares for the future. With and it might take care of the president as well, because Jason Peters has had injury issues. Jason Peters being that Hall of Fame left tackle that's held the position down in Philadelphia for years, over a decade now. Andre Dillard can take over there when needed, but as of now, he can just sit back and watch and wait for his opportunity. Carson Wentz, as long as he remains healthy, 16 games, full season, the Eagles will be the division winners, an 11-5 type season. This NFC is tough. I think that the only real runaway number one seed is the Chicago Bears. I just think that they're complete throughout, defensive-wise, offense, a lot more weapons than anybody else, and a quarterback coming along. That's where I have the Bears. But the Eagles are very similar to the Eagle or to the Bears with that defense and offense combo, having a similar offense as well. You know, Andy Reid tree right there with Matt Nagy and Doug Peterson. Both teams that rely on a running back committee, a lot of weapons, a lot of different variations with speed guys, outside guys, as well as slot guys for your quarterback, and a quarterback that's able to scramble around and make a play happen. And that's what I see from the Eagles, and I'm looking forward to watching them compete and try and get back to the Super Bowl.
Definitely. I see a lot of things similar to what Mike just said. I'm not going to take long on it because I know I have dropped in right now. But
who did you bid on?
First of all, don't worry about my team. Just don't worry about my team. Let me do my thing.
Spill the beans.
So here's the deal. I agree with everything Mike said at the back end. I'm with the Eagles. I think the Eagles are a Super Bowl contender. But I actually think they're going to win this division. I'm going to start at the beginning. I think they're going to win the division. They got too many weapons. Zach Ertz. I like Dallas Goedert, their backup tight end. I like Deshaun Jackson on that team. I like Nelson Aguilar. I like their whole team. I think their team is just loaded. And I think they actually are going to compete for the NFC. I think it wouldn't surprise if they got to the Super Bowl. Coming in number 2 is the Cowboys for everything, but they need Zeke. If Zeke was there, I might feel different, but Zeke makes a difference. Coming in number 3 is a tie. I think both teams are terrible, but I think the Giants have a better offense, but I think that by far, the potential on the defensive side for the Redskins is better. You got Daron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Ryan Kerrigan, Landon Collins, Josh Norman. I just think that's just nasty. All those guys. I think they're gonna actually keep it close. I think if Jay Gruden wants to actually win some ball games this year, he's gonna have to kind of run the football with all those running backs that you have, and then play defense. Slow the game down or speed the game up, I should say, and play nasty. If they do that, they need to trade Trent Williams and get something for him. They need to get something for him. If they get something for him, I think that it could be better for him. But you know what? I'm going to say the Redskins come in third and followed by the Giants. The Giants are going to be horrible. I think the Giants are going to be terrible. I think the Giants are going to win 3 games. I think the Redskins are going to win 5 or 6 because of that defense, and they'll run the football if Jay Gruden's smart. So I got the Giants coming in last. I can't believe I'm talking more about the back end than the front end, but I just think that the Redskins are not as bad as Mike says, especially on the defensive end. Go ahead, Keo.
Wait, who you got second and first?
I said you wasn't paying attention. I got the Eagles first, the Cowboys second, the Redskins.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Last place, I'm rolling with the New York Football Giants. They're in a mess right now, man. You traded Damon Harrison, then you let Landon Collins walk away, one of the best safeties in the league, and then the big one is when they traded Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham went to Cleveland. Not just Odell Beckham, Olivia Vernon went to Cleveland also, and then I mean the replacement for Collins, it wasn't that bad. You did draft Jabril Peppers. Jabril Peppers. That they got in return, but the guy that they drafted to replace Harrison, Dexter Lawrence, man. I mean, that's a young defense you got back over there, and this team, they're in trouble. Then the one that just disappointed everybody was with their 6th overall pick in the draft. They went after Daniel Jones. It had a lot of people thinking, man. And I know that they went and picked up Golden Tate to improve their wide receiving core. They gave Sterling Shepard a new contract, which was a decent contract for 4 years. They did trade up to go after a DeAndre Baker. I definitely like his upside, but as far as the Giants as a team, they're hurt right now. You look at their wide receiving core. You got Sterling Shepard, who injured his thumb. You got Golden Tate, who's suspended for 4 games. Corey Coleman, who's out for the season. Your tight end Evan Ingram. You don't know what to expect from him. People had high hopes on him last year. Hopefully he could elevate his game. And then you got the quarterback competition. It's like, damn, I don't know what to do with this team. I think this team is going to be one of the worst teams in the league. I'm probably going with a 4-12, maybe 3-13. I definitely don't like their schedule, and that's where I have them at right now. You go to the Washington Redskins. I mean, they did lose some key players, but I felt like they could still. It was replaceable for the players that they lost. I mean, I think the player that stood out was Preston Smith. I think he was a nice linebacker that they lost. You got Trent Williams, who's actually sitting out right now with no contract. Clinton Dix is gone. He went to Chicago. But as far as the team, and then you got the quarterback competition right now. We don't know if these guys are the quarterbacks for the future. I'm not confident with their wide receiving core. Jay Gruden might be on his last term as a Washington Redskins coach. So the Redskins, I think they're going to struggle this year. I like the running back Darius guys. They brought back Adrian Peterson, but I think this team is going to struggle with anything. I'm rolling with maybe a 5-11 or 4-12 record. I think the Giants and Redskins will be tied for second place, and I think it's going to be a 2-team race, and it's going to be between the Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. And based off of this, I'm going off of if Zeke Elliott, once Zeke Elliott gets signed, in second finishing off this division, I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys to be in second place. I don't think they're going to win the division. I think they will. I think they will get a wild card spot. I'm going with the same thing like Mike said. They'll get a wild card berth. I think they'll finish a game behind the Philadelphia Eagles. They'll finish 10-6 in this division. I think it's an upgrade for the Cowboys to bring in Kellen Moore. I think there's going to be a lot of inconsistencies there. They did, improve their wide receiving core by bringing Randall Cobb into that team. I think he's going to be great, especially in the slot position. Dak does lose one of his favorite weapons from last year, which was Cole Beasley. He's definitely out of there. But the Cowboys, they still got the core in that on the defensive front with DeMarcus Lawrence over there. You got Vanders. You got Jalen Smith. I think they're one of the best 1-2 punches as far as linebacker combos in the league. Robert Quinn is with the Cowboys now. I think he's on a 4-game suspension right now. I'm not sure, but that's where the Cowboys are as of right now. But just going off of Zeke and if he gets signed or not, I think the Cowboys going to finish 10-6. They're going to be really inconsistent. They're going to try to force to throw the ball a lot, just based off of Kellen Moore running the show. And I got the Cowboys finishing in second, but in first, I like the Philadelphia Eagles, man. I think they'll have a bounce back. A lot of pressure on Carson Wentz this year because he doesn't have Nick Foles with him right now. So it's his time to show everybody that, he's the guy that they chosen. He's the guy that could do it without a Nick Foles and still be successful. So I like Carson Wentz, man. And the Philadelphia Eagles to finish on top of the division. I felt like adding and bringing back Deshaun Jackson, a deep threat, is what Philadelphia needed. You still got what's his name over there, Alshon Jeffrey over there. I think he'll still be huge as long as he stays healthy. We all know what you're gonna get from Zach Ertz, and then you improve the running back core, man. You bring in Jordan Howard in there, and then you drafted Miles Sanders. So I think that's a scary 1-2 punch that they got in the backfield. So I expect a lot from the Eagles this year, man. I think they're gonna win this division. I didn't even mention their defense, man. They added Zach Brown, what's his name, Vinny Curry, and the defensive tackle Malik Jackson. So I like the Eagles this year on both sides, offense and defense. And I think they're going to make a lot of strides this season. I have them finishing 11-5 or even 12-4. I like the Eagles. I got Carson Wentz as a potential MVP candidate, man. I think he's going to stay healthy, no injuries throughout the season. And I like Eagles, man, to win this division.
You're a traitor to your fandom.
Huh?
You're a traitor to your fandom.
All right, so that actually sums up our predictions for the NFC. Next week we go to the AFC West, and we get our predictions from the AFC West. We're almost done breaking down the divisions. Once we're done with that, we'll make our predictions for the playoffs and our Super Bowl winners, or who's going to be in the Super Bowl. But before we go to college football, I'm going to reveal Yvonne's picks for the NFC East, since he's not available right now. So Yvonne actually has the Philadelphia Eagles also winning the division. And he also has the same thing like us. He also has the Cowboys getting a wild card spot in the playoffs. So That's pretty interesting or predictable. All right, so that concludes our football segment. We'll see you next week for that. But with that being said, we're moving on to college football, and right now it's that time of the year where we make our predictions of who gets into the playoffs and who wins the Heisman. But before we get the Heisman, let's start off. What 4 teams will get into this year's playoffs, and who you guys have winning it?
I can't believe I have to go first with this. I'll go first. I have the same national champion as last year. Sorry, not national champion, but national championship. Obviously I have Clemson and Alabama in my Final Four. I don't think that's I don't think it's a big shock, and I think it's pretty much a guarantee that both of those teams will be in there. They're just the 2 best. I know a couple of you guys had SEC, and the SEC you had Georgia winning this. I'd like to know if you guys are gonna put Alabama in the Final Four as well. In my but for the 3rd and 4th seeds, I have I had Oklahoma winning the Big 12. I'll put them in there in the and then at the number 3 spot. And I'd like to see Michigan come along with Jim Harbaugh and get that 4th slot. I'm just not sure it's going to happen. I might have to go with the Georgia Bulldogs taking that 4th spot. I'd like to put Michigan up there, though. I say that with Urban Meyer gone, I'll just go ahead and make this prediction that the Michigan Wolverines finally get back to the elite status and get a Final Four spot, get the 4th spot in the Final Four, and get to play for a chance to get to the national championship.
Okay, that's not bad. Okay, so the Final Four. I'm sorry, I'm drafting as I'm doing. I'm excited right now. I got somebody I wanted. But
let's hear the team, Scrub.
Yeah. Who you got, Scrub?
Well, you can't just say you got excited about someone. Now you definitely have to say something.
Man. Look at that.
Look, Keo, this is the difference between X and C. Said Mr. C. Mr. C's on Facebook Live right now. He doesn't care. He doesn't care what you know about what he knows. He's over on here, going live on the auction. He doesn't care. He's going through it.
Yeah.
He's literally drafting right now and telling you guys who he's gonna draft, and he doesn't care because he's an OG, but X is not, and he's worried about people stealing his picks. So, tell us about your draft right now.
All right. So let me get back to the actual topics that we have.
No, nothing like that. Nah. Let's hear about the draft real quick. You brought it up.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Oh my God.
Just tell us who you just got that you were looking for.
I'm gonna continue drafting, and I'm just gonna say what I have to say about this stuff.
What? Bro, you're so weak.
Scared cat. True is a kid.
Oh wow, that's so weak. That is so weak. True.
And you call yourself the sports junkie?
I know, right? That's blasphemy. That's the right word. Blasphemy.
You know what it is. He's scared to reveal his pick because he still has the Nbs draft to take care of.
Like we even care. I'm beating him regardless. I don't even.
I mean, you reveal all your picks anyways on the Stardom Sizzle Show. What's the point?
Hey, Gio, no, I didn't. preliminary league. That's not the big dog league. I gotta not show my hand all the way. But all right, let me just kind of have to say, okay. So my 4 teams. I know we took a long time playing around with this draft, but I got, of course, Clemson, Alabama. That's the obvious two. You know, they're gonna be loaded, both teams. And of course, if you follow me, you know I got Georgia making it to the Final Four again. I think that Georgia's gonna be playing the national championship against Clemson. Everybody knows that already. If you follow this show, my 4th team, I'm actually going with Michigan. I think Michigan gets in. I think Michigan is the 4th team. If they're ever gonna do it, this is their time. If they don't do it now, I mean, I just don't know when they're going to do it. So, yeah, I got Michigan as the 14 in, and I think they'll lose. I think they'll lose to Clemson in the first round, and then they'll double back, and Georgia will beat Alabama again for the second time out of the 2-3 matchup, and there you have it. You have Clemson versus Georgia for the national championship, and I'll take. Damn, I got Clemson repeating. Winning it all.
You're weak. I already told you all that Alabama is coming for revenge and will beat Clemson in the national championship. Bet on that. Bet. Not literally.
That's up there, buddy. Woo-hoo.
Kill, where you at?
All right. So my 4 teams that I got in, I got Alabama. I think a lot of people are writing Alabama off. People, the last 2 years think it's going to be Georgia's year, but guess what? It hasn't. So until somebody actually knocks them off in the SEC, I'm still rolling with Alabama. Alabama's still loaded on the defensive side. They still got, guys like Jalen Waddle, Jerry Jeudy, top wide receivers in the entire nation. And they got Tua. I think Tua has a lot to prove this year. People actually are writing him off right now because they're on the Trevor Lawrence bandwagon right now. And I like Alabama, man. I think I picked them to win the SEC. They're not just going to win the SEC. They're going to advance to the playoffs. I don't think anybody's going to contend with Clemson just based off of that weak schedule that they have. So Clemson is the second team I have in there. And to be honest with you, man, I don't have no Big Ten team going to the playoffs this year. I feel like the Big Ten teams, they're going to beat up on each other this year. I do think that Michigan will finally beat Ohio State, which will actually save Jim Harbaugh's job. I expect Shea Patterson to have a huge year. I like a lot of teams in the Big Ten this year. I even like Nebraska, man. Adrian Martinez, I think he's going to rack up some huge numbers running and throwing the ball. But I have no big team advancing to the playoffs. I do have a Pac-12 team going to the playoffs, and I'm rolling with the Oregon Ducks, man.
Lord.
I like Justin Herbert, man. I think he has a lot to prove right now, and I think Oregon right now, this is their best chance to run the table this year. I think they're going to beat Washington in Washington, which will be a key victory for them to have the selection committee to put Oregon on top of it. And the game against Auburn, which is an SEC team, to kick off the season, I think they're going to blow them out, and teams are going to look into that game and they say, hey, let's put Oregon in the playoffs. Let's see what they could do against the Clemson Tigers. Let's see if Trevor Lawrence could survive in the shootout against Justin Herbert. Let's see what Justin Ross and T. Higgins is all about. Let's see if they could get through these defensive backs against Oregon.
Okay.
And then And then the last team I got in there, I got a Big 12 team in there, and I think Oklahoma gets in. I think they're going to beat Texas. It's between those two who gets in the last two, but I like Oklahoma. I think Jalen Hurts is going to get a lot of people's attention, not just for Heisman, but even in the Big 12 also. So I got Oklahoma, the final four teams in it. So I got Oklahoma, Clemson, Oregon, and Alabama, the four playoff teams for this year.
Okay. So you got one of it all.
All right. Did you guys give your final picks of who wins it all?
I have Clemson winning it all. I want to pick Georgia, but I'm picking Clemson. I have the right to change my pick, but I have Clemson right now over Georgia. But I do like Georgia.
You have the right to change your pick.
Oh, you just started, Jay, buddy.
Wow.
Okay, Mike, who you got winning it all?
I said already, Alabama over Clemson. Get the heck out of here. Revenge. Ooh, yeah, you hate on the best.
Oh. Hey, Keo.
Okay, so
Keo.
what?
Oh, Mike just said, I hate on the best. I need you to play that thing. Congratulations. But congratulations on.
That is what I would call.
Okay,
whack.
the one, my 1-4 matchup, I have Clemson against Oregon, but I do have Clemson edging out against Oregon in a close game. Then the 2-3 matchup between Alabama and Oklahoma, I got Alabama running through Oklahoma in a very convincing fashion. So the national title matchup will be, once again, it's going to be Clemson and Alabama. And I got Alabama smacking Clemson around 37-17, and Alabama gets their revenge.
Oh my God! Boo!
Then people like True and Yvonne will obviously jump on the Tua bandwagon once again. So I got Alabama winning the national title this year. All right. So we get all of our predictions for college football. I'm actually going to be posting the picks sometime next week. Yvonne's picks. This is how Yvonne has it. He has Clemson, Michigan, Alabama, and Georgia, and he has Clemson beating Alabama. All right, so let's go to our Heisman picks right now. Our Heisman picks will be revealed next week also, so everybody could see. Before you guys go, Yvonne, he has Trevor Lawrence winning the Heisman.
That's no surprise.
Jalen Hurts.
What? What?
Jalen Hurts. Bro, how do you think that Oklahoma's gonna win the Big 12? How are they going to get into the Final Four without Jalen Hurts playing like that?
I don't ever get to the Final Four.
I know you don't, because you don't know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna shock y'all. I got Jake Fromm winning the Heisman.
Oh God.
Because he's gonna knock off Alabama, and that people are gonna take that into consideration. And last year, for everybody out there, I was the only person who should have picked Kyler Murray to win the Heisman, and people didn't even know who Kyler Murray was. Woohoo! I got Jake Fromm.
Q.
All right, this year for Heisman, it's gonna be a close race, man. I see a lot of guys that's out there. I see Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence. I see Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin. Jake Fromm, he's a good candidate also, but he ain't better than the candidate I got. And he belongs on the national title team for this year. And I'm talking about Tua. Tua wins the Heisman this year.
Congratulations, you played yourself. I don't need to
Sounded exactly like him.
You actually played yourself by not revealing your picks. Hey, let me know when the real true comes back.
Yeah. The sports junkie that's not afraid of anybody, because he's scared.
One thing about me is y'all can't gas me.
I think.
I love how he's just dodging it. He just keeps dodging it. You just keep dodging it. That's all right. You know.
So here's a spoiler alert. The reason why he doesn't want to reveal it because somebody in that league sent a message to every single person to reveal their team to anybody else. And I know who that is. That person's in the Nbs league.
We stick by the man code. If we can't trust each other, then what's the point?
Don't worry. I got a spy in that league that's already gonna reveal their
Why
picks
do you
already.
care so much? Oh my God, this dude here.
I care about everything, man.
He said he cares about everything. True. Come on now, everything. Let him care. Why do you care so much about him caring? How about that?
Yeah.
Y'all right.
All right. What is that? Is that it?
Oh.
I'm good with that for being my shout out. Trashing on X. I'm good with that. I can sign off on that.
Actually, we got one more topic left. We're gonna make some quick UFC predictions. We got a huge event coming up. We got Nate. We got Nate Diaz versus Anthony Pettis, and we got the rematch, man, for the heavyweight title. We got Daniel Cormier versus Stipe Miocic. So let's give your guys thoughts of how you think this is gonna end. As far as both of these fights, and a little bit about the Miocic and Cormier fight.
That's the first
All
one.
right, well, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
Which one are we talking about first?
Let's go to Nate Diaz and Anthony Pettis.
Okay. I barely know anything about him. I'll go ahead. Go Nate Diaz. Let me just go through all my. Let me just throw out my main card prediction. DC's gonna get his ass worked again, and this time no lucky whatever the hell happened against Miocic. Miocic is coming right back for revenge and it's gonna be ugly. All right, that's about it.
This dude here, man, so disrespectful. Okay, so DC is clearly gonna beat Steve Miocic, and regardless of him being, on our show, and we appreciate you, my man. DC is going to win this fight. I'm gonna try to get DC to come on our show to talk about it. So shout out to DC, shout out to the whole North Side. I live right by North Side where you went to our look, man. Shout out to my man Cupid. The last one gonna stand up once again. They gonna beat Croatia. Yeah, I said it. What y'all gonna do? It's over.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll
I'll tell DC that he's gonna lose. I'll tell him. Yeah, my 20 fight watching UFC analyst self. Yeah, I've watched about 20, 25 fights. I've watched enough. I know that DC's gonna lose.
Okay,
all
right. I got DC winning this fight. I think he's going to basically show the world why he's one of the greatest fighters in the UFC, definitely the greatest wrestlers in the UFC. I got Nate Diaz in the other one because I like Nate Diaz as a person. He's just one of those rough riders. So I got Nate Diaz and Daniel Cormier in the UFC event this Saturday night. Woohoo!
All right. As far as the co-main event, I think that Nate Diaz and Anthony Pettis, that's going to be one of the most entertaining fights on that card. I think it could be fight of the night, with because these guys could go the distance. But I do have Diaz winning in a split decision, and I think Diaz will be on his way. Possibly a title fight against Max Holloway, which will be really interesting. So, or Dustin Poirier, another Louisiana native also. So I think Diaz is going to put on the show. So to the main event, Cormier versus Miocic. I think this is going to be a different outcome, man. DC, he has a lot on his mind. He's thinking about retirement. He's thinking about John Jones. He's thinking about how many ways he could possibly lose his title. So I got Stipe Miocic winning this fight in a unanimous decision, and I think Miocic is going to be well prepared for this fight. I think he's going to break this guy down. He's going to expose them, and he's going to end his career in the UFC, and he'll move along to the WWE.
Okay.
Well, that actually sums it up for tonight's show. We're close to time expiring for tonight, so let's do our shout-outs, and I'll do it first. Yo, shout out to Jasper, wherever you're at. Ivan in Croatia, he'll eventually be back soon. Ray, Marlon, shout to Big Mike holding it down once again. True, always holding it down. And make sure you tune into the Stardom Sit-em show this week, this Sunday morning. And don't forget, man, we're actually on YouTube now. So instead of coming on here and on Blog Talk Radio to tuning into the show, we got a better way. You could go on YouTube to check us out. We'll have a lot of content, a lot of product out. So I hope you guys enjoy that and tune in and check out more things to come for the NBS Central brand.
Like and subscribe. Shout out to the NBS crew. I want to be on this Sunday show, by the way. I was on there like 2 weeks ago, and now I didn't get a reminder that you guys are still doing that. I need to bless you guys with my fantasy knowledge for sure. Oh man! Boy, you tripping. Did you not see the fantasy predictions in my league? Yes, sir. Who's gonna be number one? You already know.
You really think ESPN's gonna get this right, man? Stop, bro.
I can't wait for this NBS auction. I can't wait for the NBS auction. I'm gonna go nuts. It's gonna be a massacre. Anyway,
Wow.
God bless you all, and good night.
Well, shout out to my for this. Shout out to my man Keel for always, holding it down, but always trolling at the same time. You need to chill out with that trolling. But it's all love. Shout out to everybody in this Kings League draft, man. I am good right now. I got some of the most money left in the draft, and I got some good. So
actually, you don't seem so confident with your team. When I know when you're confident, because you say my team is loaded.
Hey, I just sit back and think With that being said, it's Nothing But Sports Show. Sports Show, we out, y'all. And subscribe on YouTube. Peace.